Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. This isn't the video I ever thought I'd be making about our Camino journey, but here it is. After 6 days, we decided to quit the Camino. We were walking the Camino Frances and started in Saint Jean, and 6 days later, we packed it in. I'm doing this alone because it was my decision to quit. So I thought it was up to me to share my thoughts and experience of why we decided to quit the Camino. It's not meant to discourage anyone from walking the Camino. I just want to share my honest and personal reflection on the experience that I had. This isn't my first Camino. It's actually my third. So I knew what I was getting into. I knew exactly what was all in store. I walked the Camino in 2014. I walked the last 100 kilometers into Santiago, and I also walked the complete Camino from Saint Jean to Santiago in 2019, and I also walked with my daughter again in 2022, this Portuguese Camino. So I knew what I was getting into. I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to the scenery, meeting people, hearing the birds, the smells, all of it. I was so excited for it. But reality didn't match my expectation of this Camino. And I'll share why. First off, let's talk about the cost. I knew the Camino wasn't free. And I guess I underestimated the true cost of how quickly they add up. Even staying in the basic albergues, that was expensive. Eating at pilgrim menus, which are no longer cheap, and the quality is really poor, those add up too. The daily costs just were higher than we anticipated. We are seniors living on a budget, but the Camino just was a bit more pricey than what we thought it would be. Especially when you factor in the snacks, the extra supplies that we needed, the coffee stops that we had. We were spending more than what we budgeted for. It's not like we weren't willing to spend the money. I just couldn't shake the feeling that we were overpaying for the items and services that we were getting. And it started to weigh on me. Then there was the sleep, or the lack of sleep. When you're sharing a room with 20 to 100 people, you're gonna have constant interruptions. You're snoring, the rustling, the alarms going off at 5 o'clock because people want to get an early start. I thought I'd get used to it, but I didn't after 6 days. And I was starting to wear out. I just was tired. I started to feel drained, and it made walking so much harder. Then there was the weather. It had rained a number of days, and at first we embraced it, telling ourselves it was just part of the adventure. But after hours of walking in soggy shoes and wet clothes, it stopped feeling fun, and the adventure started to feel miserable. Honestly, I was so worried that I was going to slip on the muddy paths. I had ankle surgery earlier in the year, and I was walking with tension. My body was so tensed up for fear of falling and re-injuring my ankle. And I just don't know if that was worth it. Then we got colds. The rain got to us and we got a cold. Len got one first and woke up one morning with a sore throat and a fever. And then the next day I got the cold, and we landed up taking a day off just to rest. And it gave us a lot of time to think about, do we continue? Do we continue walking? Was it really worth our energy, our time, our money? We just started thinking about the worth of it and our desire to keep going. And finally, the hardest part was admitting I just wasn't feeling it. I wanted to love the Camino. I loved the previous ones, the transformation, the people we met. I loved it all. But instead, I felt disconnected. It just felt like I was going through the motion. I just wasn't really present. I was dreading it. Every step, I was dreading it. Sometimes it's okay to admit it isn't right for you. For me, the Camino wasn't right for me. Not at that moment. People say when the Camino calls, you go. But maybe it doesn't work the same way if you go when you're not called. I wanted to go. The Camino didn't call. I don't know. Quitting wasn't an easy decision. I felt guilty. I was letting myself down. I was letting our viewers down. I was letting Len down. Len was wanting to continue. He loved walking. It was me that wanted to quit. I was just over it. But looking back, I know it was the right decision. The Camino will always be there. Maybe I'll try again someday. Maybe I won't. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. For anyone considering the Camino, my advice would be to prepare. But not just physically. You need to be prepared mentally and financially. And remember, it's your journey. And there's no right or wrong way. Thanks for watching and letting me tell my story. If you've done the Camino or you're thinking about it, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. Until next time, Bon Camino.